What's up, YouTubers? It's the next big thing here with your off-the-cuff Raw review. And today is September 23rd edition of Monday Night Raw has just concluded. I have now the off-the-cuff Raw review, if you have not watched it before, is basically me coming up in front of the camera and saying what I felt about Raw based off of what I remember, because I believe if you can't remember it 30 minutes after it went off the air, then it should not be worth talking about. I'm going to add a new addition to the show. I will be rating the show each week, and we will be keeping up with a show rate. Now, I mean, you got the basic 1 to 10 scale. I mean, 1 being awful. I mean, 1 being like the Christmas edition of Raw last year, and 10 being one of the best Raws of all time. 5 being average, and everything else balances in that scale. I'll do that at the end of the episode. This week's edition of Raw was interesting. I know I'm normally pretty positive about WWE, but I'm not going to be completely 100% positive this week because it was a good edition of Raw. Don't get me wrong. It was good. It is consistently good, and this was another above average Raw. The only complaint I have is I'm a little bit confused about where everyone stands. I'm a little bit confused about who's good, who's bad, who's in between. I'm just a little bit a little bit confused, which I guess is a good thing. I'm gonna try to be positive. I'm gonna try to and put it in a positive light. I guess it's a good thing because I want to keep tuning in to see what's gonna happen with these guys. I do think Triple H. I mean, Stephanie is defined as a bitch. She's one of the best bitch characters ever in wrestling business, and I can't. I mean, I hope she keeps it up for years to come because she does a great job at what she does. Um, Triple H is heel babyface, heel babyface. You don't really know. He came out to his I Am the Game music tonight, which is interesting because that's the first time since this corporation started that he hasn't came out to King of Kings. I always kind of associate the King of Kings theme song as his heel persona, so I don't know exactly what's going on with them, but I guess that's rather interesting, and I'm ready to see where they go with that. Um, let's see. We started off with Triple H and Stephanie in the ring. The 10 people that came out to help Daniel Bryan last week were on the stage with the microphone. Rob Van Dam speaks out. Just to basically just setting up the rest of the night. Not much to it. Set up an 11-on-3 elimination handicap match in the main event, and also Randy Orton versus WWE app vote, which would be Rob Van Dam eventually versus Randy Orton. Pretty basic opener, no complaints. Solid and entertaining. Let's move on. Let's see. I'm not necessarily going in order here. Remember, I'm talking off the cuff. So, that was a 10 Divas tag match. Pretty basic. AJ had a pretty clean loss to Brie Bella, I believe. So that was interesting. I don't know where they're going with the Divas title. I was hoping they would just get AJ Lee versus Natalya at Battleground, but we'll see. Possibly another multi Diva match for the championship. Um, let's see. That was a Fandango. Oh, Chicago was into Fandango tonight. That was interesting. You know, I cared about Fandango in the beginning, then I quit caring, and now it's kind of, I'm almost starting to care again because he's pretty good in the ring, and I like what he does. So I'm gonna give him a chance, and we'll see what they do. He's getting wins, so we'll see. Um, Stinks that Santino lost, but anyways, uh, let's see. Oh, Alberto Del Rio versus I think Kofi Kingston tonight. That was much better than expected. I'll give it. I'm gonna give it 2 and 3/4 stars. A pretty solid TV match, if I must say. And as much of a anti Del Rio person I am, I did enjoy this match. I do like Kofi Kingston. I love the like front flip over the top rope and took out clothesline Del Rio and landed on his feet. That was interesting. That was awesome. I mean, um, so that was a good match. Let's see. Randy Orton versus Rob Van Dam. Pretty good match. I'm gonna go 2.5 stars because it was rather short. Um, I like what they did with it, and then of course you had the Randy Orton beatdown on Rob Van Dam at the end, and he beat the living shit out of Rob Van Dam. That was very good. I enjoyed that. Let's see. Miz TV with the Big Show as his special guest. Miz was pretty much pounding the Big Show for being a excuse my language pussy the past couple weeks. He basically became Stephanie McMahon's little puppet, or big puppet, I guess you say. I mean, Miz was pretty much just laying into him over and over. I don't know if that's Big Show's another character, heel babyface. I don't know. We don't know. Which I liked what they're doing with Big Show, so I'm not going to complain about that. Stephanie comes out, says that Miz has they don't like what Miz is doing. I forgot exactly all she said, but she played her bitch character wonderfully. Told Big Show to knock him out, and Big Show immediately knocks him out, no hesitation whatsoever. So, possibly Miz versus the Big Show at Battleground. I don't know. I don't really care. But then again, it's another layer to the storyline, so we'll see. Matches. No more matches that I can remember, therefore they're not worth talking about. Other than the main event, which I'll get to in a minute. Let's see. CM Punk segment was CM Punk came out and did his Chicago spiel. Basically sucked up to all the Chicago people, which is fine. I mean, he was very entertaining. He made the Chicago references and Chicago way and all that. Paul Heyman comes out, cuts an amazing promo. One of the best promos he's cut in a long time. I enjoyed this promo. Basically comes out and says Chicago is the second city, therefore CM Punk's second rate superstar. The people of Chicago are second rate citizens. It's the second best team and all this stuff, and then he says CM Punk is the second best in the world. Very good promo. I enjoyed this a lot. I'm losing track of my mind here. Anyways, Paul Heyman comes out. CM Punk says, "Now, if I can get to you, how fast can your two goons get to me? I mean, get to me before I can get to you? Because if it's 2 seconds, that's all I need." So Paul Heyman pretends like he's riding away, pretends like his battery dies. CM Punk smiles, runs after him, gets attacked by Curtis Axel and Ryback, and they proceed to have a pretty fun little brawl in the back on the stage area, and down on the floor. So that was pretty awesome. And then Paul Heyman stands up, or eventually they get the upper hand. The 2-on-1, the numbers game gets the upper hand. Paul Heyman stands up out of his wheelchair and reveals that he's not hurt. And out of this, basically, we get the announcement. I think it was actually announced before this, I think. But we got Ryback versus CM Punk at Battleground. So, we'll see. Let's hope it's better than last year's matches with Ryback and CM Punk. We'll see. And then there was the main event. I guess that's the only other thing I got to talk about. Nothing else spectacular on this show. Main event was before I get to the main event. There was when the Daniel Bryan came out and cut a pretty good promo on Randy Orton. So that was nice build up for Battleground. Even though I feel like these two should be interacting more, which they're not at all. So we'll see where this leads. Still didn't announce any stipulations for the Battleground match. I hope it's not another singles match, but we'll see. The main event, before the main event, after Daniel Bryan's promo, the Shield comes out, makes their entrance, and they get attacked by Cody and Dustin Rhodes Goldust. I'm guessing this is setting up the 6-man tag match between the Rhodes family and the Shield. So that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing that tag match at Battleground. That's probably my #1 match besides the main event that's selling me on Battleground. So I'm glad to hear that. Let's see, and then we get to the main event, 11-on-3 elimination handicap match. Now, when I first heard this announced, I was like, "What in the hell? Like, why are we having this match? This is just a match. I mean, it's just something. It's just different and weird, and I didn't think it was gonna be entertaining, but it was a pretty entertaining match. Roman Reigns was awesome in this match for the time that he was in there. He eliminated like 3 people, and the spear that he hit on Justin Gabriel was one of the most vicious spears I've ever seen in my life. It was crazy. It was like a Goldberg spear, but maybe even better. So Roman Reigns, they eliminate people here and there. I mean, they basically eliminate the jobbers, and then they also eliminate the people that already had matches that night. I don't think one of the Usos got in the match, which was kind of disappointing. But anyways, what am I talking about? The Shield eliminate people. It gets down to like, and then they finally pin Roman Reigns. First time he's ever been pinned in WWE, according to Michael Cole. They keep going. They have a few brawls. I think Dean Ambrose hit his little DDT finisher on somebody. I think it was Rob Van Dam. And holy shit, he just drove Rob Van Dam's face straight into the mat. Awesome selling by RVD. So good job there. It's a pretty entertaining match. I can't really rate the match because it wasn't really like a wrestling match. It was like something completely different. So I'm not gonna rate that match, but it was entertaining. I enjoyed the segment. Daniel Bryan gets the win in the end over Seth Rollins. Michael Cole pretty much buried Seth Rollins, which was I can't stand WWE commentators right now. But anyways, we'll get into that another day. Like I said, I try to be positive about the product, and when you've got terrible commentary, sometimes I might have to put in a negative video at some point. So we'll get to that later. But anyways, he said that when it got down to Seth Rollins versus the 5 guys over there, it was the Usos, Daniel Bryan, R-Truth, and Dolph Ziggler. He was like, Seth Rollins is not the leader of the Shield, and I think that's pretty clear. And he looks lost out here by himself. Now, I think Seth Rollins should be the one that turns babyface and does a little awesome Jeff Hardy-like character in the WWE. So I don't know why they would say that Seth Rollins, why he would bury him like that. Y'all leave your comments if I'm just taking that wrong or whatever. But anyways, ends up Daniel Bryan gets the win. Pretty good, pretty entertaining segment. The night ends with Daniel Bryan chanting yes, 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 as always. I mean, the past 2 weeks, Daniel Bryan's got the upper hand. So thank you guys for waiting, and now look how sweet it is when Daniel Bryan is finally starting to get the upper hand. This Raw was, like I said, above average. I'm going to go with a 6.5 out of 10. I'm going to say that is pretty well above average. Let me write that down. Pretty well above average Raw. Enjoyed it. I thought the 3 hours went by pretty fast. Pretty good match quality. Everything was just a little bit above average. It wasn't great by any means. The only great segment, I think, was the CM Punk and Paul Heyman segment. So I enjoyed this Raw. Hopefully y'all did. Please leave your comments down below. Please subscribe if you have not. Thank you to those who have subscribed. Please follow me on Twitter, the NXT Big Thing 1. Please tell a friend, anybody that watches wrestling, to come check me out if you like my videos, and I will see you next time here on the next Big Thing.